Don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? You said you'd be coming back this way again, baby. Baby, 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 oh baby. I love you. I really do. Boom. Don't you remember you told me you love me, baby? You said you'd be coming back this way again, baby. Penis, 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 oh penis. I love you. I really do. Excuse me, mister, do she got a sister? Who he not to kiss her? True, she do got a blister. Not a movie plot twist like a Twizzler. If I needed my meat burnt, I go to Sizzler. Getting paid like a biker with the best crank. Spray like a high rank sniper in the West Bank. Type to just blank and don't show much pity. When I'm in the city, I always keep a Dutch with me. Touch a titty till she asks me where the trees is at. Or tell me don't squeeze that. Rats wanna tease a cat. Let the dog beg. Wait up. Who talking? Do 'em with the hog leg. Straight up. New Yorkin'. No matter how hard they try, they can't stop us now. We got King Ghidra on the boards with that golden sound. Dum 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 dum. They don't know how we get down when we're out of town. Hello! Oh, hi everybody! How are you doing today? I'm in a funny mood, I guess. How are you doing today? That was a complete slip of the tongue. A Freudian slip, one might say. What's on your mind, Ewan? I'm gay. Did you ever see, there was a news clip, I think it's from an American news clip. I saw it on, as I see most things, from other people making fun of it, where some woman was talking about a guy climbing up Mount Everest or something, or some mountain, something like that. And she goes, and he climbed Mount Everest, but he's gay. He's gay. Sorry. He's blind. I just did that exact same thing. I think I was about to say, how are you doing today? Are you all feeling very gay because you're a bunch of gays or something like that? And then I just came out and said, how are you doing to gay? That's the funniest thing in the world, is to use the word gay. Do you know what I miss? I miss saying gay like that. Not like as an insult, because I know being gay isn't bad. Inherently, in some ways it is. It's sinful and morally reprehensible. But I miss saying whatever because you're gay. You can't do that anymore. It's not fair. It's not fair. It's stupid, but like, oh, what someone says, you know, why can't I find my other shoe or whatever? Because you're gay, is why. Oh, it's funny. I like it though. I also like these little goblin fellas with their little swords. I love they look like chunky, just like one solid piece of iron swords. And Hellboy fucks them up. Fists them to death with his fist of death. Death fist. Ooh. 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 Where's a fucking pen? Oh, there's thousands of them. Death fist. Question mark. Possible Superhero slash villain question mark. Because I like doing the whole one big hand, one little hand thing. What if there was a superhero that was called Death Fist, and he had a fist of death, and he punches you with it, and you die. Or maybe he punches you with it, and that curses you to death, where your death is now coming after you, and you don't know when or where, but he'll get you. Could be later today, could be tomorrow, could be 4 years from now, but you don't know, so you have to live with the curse of knowing that you're gonna get killed because you got fisted by Death Fist and his fist of death. That's actually pretty fucking cool. Shit, I could be a billionaire. I'm so good. Well, I shouldn't be putting this shit online for free, should I? To 250 people. I should be selling this to DC Comics. Death Fist. Death Fist. Death Fist. Breakfast. Breakfast. What? I really like this. Hellboy in Hell. That's where that's from. Don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? You said you'd be coming back this way again, baby. Baby, 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 oh baby. I love you, I really do. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, 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 bam. Don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? You said you'd be coming. I don't know. That song's been in my head for days. I apologise if you're already tired of me singing it, but it's been in my head for fucking days. I can't sleep at night because that song just plays in my head again and again. I can't get rid of it. I would happily put a bullet in my brain with a gun if I had the means to stop it. I'd have killed myself over some shit if I had a headache for a little bit too long, a toothache or something, years and years and years ago. If I just had a tummy ache for a little bit too long, I'd have been like, nah, I'm done. I don't want to live anymore. I'm done. That's enough. It hurts and I don't like it. Give me that gun. Bang! And then I'm dead and I don't have to worry anymore. To get rid of that song. I like the song. I think it's a good song. I like the tune, I like the build, I like the ramp up. I like songs that have a ramp up. That Sleep Party People song, I'm Not Human at All, that I recommended some time ago. That's a really good one for the build. What's the Battle of the Planets by Vast Air and someone else? Vast Air Battle of... Oh, Google's not working. The planets. Battle of the Planets. Yeah, featuring Genesis, Vast Air of Cannibal Ox. That's a good one. Has a nice ramp up, a nice build, and then a boom. Sort of, I like songs like that. And that it's called Superstar. I thought it was called Don't You Remember You Told Me You Loved Me, Baby. But the actual song's just called Superstar, which is much easier to search for. Yeah, it starts off, but then it goes boom, 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 sweet gotta be the doodle-oo-tee-da. Squiddy bop bop body da boo skibbity boo bop bow skibbity bow squabbity bee squib babbity boo bop 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 noo squibbity doo bit bop bow scow ski bop doo bop bop bow scabbity doo babbity bop poo babbity bop boo bit cow. Ski la do, beep la poo wow, leave it at babba bow, skabba babba booba babba, heebba babba booba babba, skibba babba booba babba bow. Scatman the Ewan is what they call me. Ewan Scatman McLaughlin. Which is also my porn name because I shit on everybody. Hey, welcome to ADHD Radio. Don't you remember you told me you I don't have ADHD. I'm certain I don't. I know it's going around a lot these days. It's becoming more of a widespread. Not that more people have it, but I think more people are becoming aware of it as, like PTSD. Everyone thought PTSD was something soldiers get from Vietnam, which, you know, it is. But it's not. It's not just. People thought it was like if you say I've got PTSD, they're like, you've never been to war. You don't have PTSD. What are you fucking talking about? You piece of fucking garbage. But it's post-traumatic stress. It's not post-war stress. It's any trauma. So, you know, even small trauma can give you PTSD. Small trauma. And similarly, ADHD isn't just hyperactive kids in school that can't pay attention. It's a whole range of shit. And autism, you know, Asperger's. It's a whole thing. It's a, you know. But... So, you know, it'd be easy for me to be like, oh, I think I've got ADHD. I'm so all over the place. I don't. I just, you know. I'm funny. That's what it is. I'm fucking funny. I'm fucking hilarious. You pieces of shit. I'll fucking burn your houses down while you and your families are asleep in them. That's really cool. I love his watercolours, man. I assume it's watercolours. Maybe it's not, but I assume it is. There's a little fan I did into the. It's really good. Did you know Mike Mignola is really good at art? So I'm looking through this book because apparently I'm currently on a Mike Mignola little trippy trip, and I couldn't think of what to draw. So I thought I'll look through here and just like find a picture of Hellboy and just like draw it, like redraw it in my style or whatever. My style. Let me redraw your picture in my style. Or just find a picture of Hellboy and draw a picture of Hellboy. Because why not? It's fucking... Draw Hellboy. But now I'm thinking I might want to draw Death Fist. I've got to Google it, haven't I? That's what we've got to do with all of our ideas. What do I always say? What do I always say? Death Fist. Watch there be 8,000 results of the exact same fucking thing. T-shirts with a character on it that say Death Fist. Fucking lunchboxes, dildos. Dildos that ironically aren't in the shape of a fist, which, you know, it would be the Death Fist dildo, but it's just a penis. You'd think it would be like fucking like a rubber fist but a huge rubber fist with spikes and shit on it. See, because the obvious thing would be to have Death Fist be like One Punch Man, which I've never read or watched in my life, even this much. I assume he punches people to death with one punch because he's the One Punch Man. I don't think that is how it goes, but it's probably how it goes. Would be, yeah, he has this giant fist and he punches people and they die. But that's too obvious, which is why I went with you don't die instantly, because that's like almost like how Gun Viking is a bit of a Mary Sue, because fucking you beat him up a lot and then he goes red rage out of nowhere and tears people apart. He pulls guns out of nowhere and blasts fucking giant mountain monsters to pieces. He gets his arms cut off and his arms grow into guns, and then the guns fall off and his hand grows back and a gun appears in his hand. Like, where is the line of where his powers stop? He's just like uncrushable, as it says in the comic. He's indefeatable, undefeatable, incrushable. So he's a bit overpowered, a bit of a Mary Sue. I think I'm using the term Mary Sue correctly. I'm not even sure. But I think with Death Fist, it would be a similar sort of thing if he punches you once and you die. But I think you could do more with it if he punches you and then you're now cursed to die soon. He punches you and that marks you for death. And then death comes for you. In which case, he doesn't really need... The fact that his hand is giant doesn't really necessarily need to be the case. He could have like a knuckle duster that says like DETH or something. And that marks you for death and it imprints. It says, or it's DETH, but like written backwards. So when he punches it in you, it imprints it the right way. Or like instead of an E, it's a skull. Let's conceptualize this shit, yeah? Oh, Gun Viking versus Death Dealer ? That was an idea for a painting. I drew these in a coffee shop, and then some guy started talking to me, and I was like, "Fucking leave me alone!" So his knuckle duster would be like this D, and yeah, bits like that, and then a skull. And a T and an H, which looks like it says Todd. Yeah, that looks too much like an O. It might have to be an E. Death, and then he punches you with it, and it marks you for death, and then death comes for you, and you don't know when. It could be any time. So there's a lot of Tekken. I'm seeing in Google Images, which is my usual go-to when I have an idea like this. I'm not seeing anything that explicitly says Death Fist. I'm seeing Death Punch is a thing. 5-Finger Death Punch. Is that a band? 5-Finger Death Punch, I think. Yeah, I think so. Death Battle. Paul Phoenix Death Fist. Is that Paul Phoenix from Tekken? I know that guy. I played the Tekkens back on the PSX from back in the day. Tekken 1, Tekken 2. Death Fist. Alright, I always go to Google Images first and then... Oh, Heavy Power Punch. This move is known by fans as the Death Fist due to the large amount of damage the move causes, especially on a counter hit. So it is a move in Tekken. How do you do the Death Fist? It's like a dance. Do the Death Fist. Put your Death Fist in, your Death Fist out, in, 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 out. Shake it all about. You do the Deathy Fisty and you turn around. Oh, that's what it's all about. Whoa, the fucking Death Fist. Whoa, the fucking Death Fist. Whoa, the fucking Death Fist. Fuck your mother. Rah, rah, rah. What are we? We're at like 20 minutes and I've done nothing. I've look at some Hellboy. Done this. What would Death Fist look like? He'll look like a big penis with a big fist. This is a big fist. See how fist-like it is. Don't you remember you too? It's still in my head. It's still in my... It's not going away. Swear to all of the gods. Which is, nobody. Because there are no such things as gods. This is a big penis with a smiley face and a massive fist. You get fisted by a cock. I actually just drew that. I don't know why. Have I told you before about that I want to do like a show where I go and stay in the most haunted places ever and just hang out in them, spend a night in the most haunted house in whatever town, in whatever city, and just be like, well, nothing's happening. And of course nothing's happening because there's no such things as ghosts. Why? Like, oh, I heard a noise. Well, yeah, because there's like shit outside. Or there's fucking creaking floorboards because it's an old wooden structure that does this because it's what wooden structures do. Oh, but it's so spooky, the history, and people died here. People died literally everywhere. Christ, try to find somewhere where no one's died. Would Death Fist wear would he wear goggles? I don't know why I feel like giving him goggles and a big nose. And big teeth like this. Oh, like one of those where you see skulls that have like metal shit all over them, like a metal nose and metal eyes, and like flowery shit and designs and things all over them. That's a thing. I don't know quite how or why it was done. Some like burial ritual or something. Death Fist could look like that. It looks a little bit like a sugar skull. Mexican Day of the Dead sort of stuff, but Dia de los Muertos, Muerte, I don't know, Penis Pelos Muertos. Death Fist could have a head like that. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? And you'd be like, is it a mask? Is it his actual head? I don't know. A big like a jacket that's like with a hood that comes up like a big collar like this. Those are quite cool. And so over the top you might see his nose poking over like this and these weird eyes poking over the top. And then if this the collar comes down, then you see the shiny metal grin of Death Fist's face. And this arm's big because that's his Death Fist. That's Death Fist's Death Fist, and he'll punch you with it in the dick. You may have noticed, because I said so, that I'm on a Mike Mignola Hellboy thing. I like them. I've looked at them a lot lately. I looked at this the other week, and then I thought, oh, I may as well look at this. That was one of the I mean, it's book 3. I had book 1. I gave it away as a gift because I'm nice, despite appearances and opinions of everyone. AIDS. And this is the last one. This is the very last official Hellboy comic book. So it's one of the first ones, and then the last one. Sorry, I keep feeling like I'm going to burp. I've got like indigestion. Indie. My indigestion hasn't been heard before. It's very, very new, unknown gestion because it's indie. It's a very underground, independent gestion. Fucking shut up. It's Hellboy in hell, where he belongs. Arguably, The Descent. Stab. Stabby, stab. I never liked him, but even I have to admit he ended well. Aww. Got his fucking heart pulled out his chest. What the fuck? He turned into stone and crumbled away. Oh my god. His story is not finished. But it's his story, Sir Edward, not yours. You should let him go. There's a bunch of... I love... Mike Mignola's like depiction of hell is very cool. I like it a lot. Like this is a big stone monster, and that's its mouth with its hands up on its head or something with smoke coming out of it, and Hellboy falls into that, which is, I don't know, the doorway into the abyss or whatever, and then smack on it. I love this as well. I've tried to do it here and there a couple of times, or just have a panel, like, and he does it a few times. Just have like one color, like a black or whatever, just to show like a passage of time sort of thing, of like there's blackness for a while. Which, if you think about, like, if you've got a full page of comic to do anything you want with, this almost can seem like a waste of space. Like, you could draw anything there, but it's like that's part of the story, is this black space. There's a period of time where it's just blackness, I guess, before he wakes up and he's like, oh, what the... This is also very similar to that scene in Gun Viking. If I can talk about myself for a moment, which I don't feel I do enough of. He and then it's because of falling as well. So he's at the top of the Mountain King's head, and then he gets caught in his fist, but the fist crumbles away, and Gun Viking falls out of the sky bum first, and goes boom into the ground. That's this bit here, boom, and then, I mean, it's slightly different because he climbs out of the rubble, and then he walks away for a bit, and then he collapses in the snow, and then would be the black space here, and then you've even got this where he wakes up, and he's like, what the, and he's like, what the, as this thing's jumping at him. Is there a monster that jumps at him? There's no monster that jumps at him, but there's a load of fucking weird squid bug monsters in the... And this was the original one of this was 2015, was Gun Viking. And Hellboy in Hell was later than that. 2014. Oh no. 2012, 2013, oh shit, did I copy? No way, I couldn't have. I was so ready to be like, well, Mike Mignola clearly copied me. Maybe I copied Mike Mignola without thinking about it. Whoops. Oh boy. Oh. I put my foot in it there, didn't I? No way was it that... It couldn't have been 2012. What are you fucking talking about? Hellboy in Hell. 2014. It couldn't have been that long ago. I feel like it was 2019. I'm Googling it. Hellboy in Hell. Is this... Because then... Oh, there is a part 2. And I've got the... that makes sense. I thought this was the whole thing, but there is a part 2 which I have in individual issues. So, Hellboy in Hell came out quite early. Ah, shit, man. I thought it was way later than that. God damn, look at me just copying shit instead of making up my own thing. Began in December 2012, picking up where Hellboy the Fury left off. In December 2015, Mignola announced that Hellboy in Hell would conclude at issue 10. Shit, man. I thought it was way later. I have no idea what I'm talking about with regards to anything. Don't ever pay attention to anything I say about anything ever. It's all shit and nonsense. I love his depictions of demons in Hell. You've got the almost obvious goat one, more like Hellboy demon-like ones. A big stork-headed thing, wings and arms and swords, and like, I love that it's not just like red demon devil-looking fellas. And this entranceway with all these, I love the like the statues, the crumbling statues of tormented souls and things with tits and mouths in their stomachs, and this big fly motif. Snakes and serpents and things. Pandemonium. The city in Hell. Holy crap. That was me reading the thing. I wasn't just saying holy crap. Love, 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 love the little figures. Very little detail, but just enough shape so you know what they are. What the hell is it? Your throne, your crown, your father's sword, his ring of office. Bzz. All rightfully yours to take. That's cool. The big statue of the skull-headed demon with the sword. The throne with the little, just the fucking, the use of colour in Mike Mignola's comics is ridiculous. The purples and black and grey for all the underworld stonework, and that little pale yellowy orange for the fire there and there. And then the crown in detail. Hellboy's yellow eye glowing. Who's in there? Satan. The enemy, king of the rebel spirits, king of the world, lord over all the powers of the air. Yeah, I've heard of him. Hellboy's such a wit. Is this a dagger which I see before me, the handle toward my hand? From Macbeth. Clang. Not yet. He's blind and deaf, his eyes burned out by spark, his ears shattered by the sound of his own hammer. He takes fish and smacks them and turns them into man-soldier things. Again with the colours, man. That shift from, you know, dull greys, purples and things, and blues, to that red as he smacks his blacksmith's hammer down on his anvil. Kang, kang, kang. The hot orange and red iron soldier man. Mwah! Also, I don't know if you noticed, 2 days after I recorded the episode where I looked at this, and I spent most of my time looking at the corpse, Cartoonist Kayfabe, they put out their fucking thing looking at this single issue of the corpse. This exact story. 2 days after I recorded it, so you probably won't see it until afterwards, and then you'll be like, oh, Ewan's just fucking looking at whatever they're looking at. Which I have done before. But I just thought it was a funny little coincidence. Look, it's Hellboy. He was born from this woman that was hooked up and burned. I guess the woman burned away to give birth to Satan's child. And then he lops off his fucking hand. His little fist comes off. And on his head, upon his head, all my hopes. And then they forged this fist and they attach it, this stone fist. And he became Hellboy. The colour, the composition, the design. It's all pretty good, really, isn't it? Do you think Death Fist should just look like Hellboy, but like, you know how it, how I took SpongeBob and just made him pink to have Flesh Bob, and I made him a murderous little scamp. I should do that with Hellboy, just make him pink and call him Death Fist. Make him all pink and fleshy. And that'll be a fun, new, exciting comic book character for all the family to enjoy. Clop. I really appreciate stuff like this for its subtle storytelling, as opposed to, like, you know, it's not like a Marvel or an Image comic circa 1990s action-packed, crazy bananas shit all over the place. Like, it's mellow, it gradually tells the story, it's very scenic. The characters are very well thought out, and they actually have character. and they have reasons for existing in the story. The little red shape, and then he comes into view, and it's this devil. I really like the shapes of that. I might draw just that, actually. That's a really cool little demon guy. And then there's a whole bunch of them flying off. Satan, alone and unguarded. Hellboy goes down. Who's there? Is he gonna kill Satan? He's gonna kill his dad. Oh my god. Oh my god. Did he do it? All these monsters, man. These giant, like, squid, Cthulhu-esque fucking horrors. Son of a... The Abyss and elsewhere. Just really atmospheric, man. These weird glyphs of spells and skulls, fists coming through watery mirrors. Shifts in colour. Death riding an elephant, the name of the chapter. Clang, a recurring theme. The bloodied dagger that cut Satan's throat open, I guess. Oh, it's so like bold and graphic, but so effective. Just the blobs, the drops of blood and the shadows of them here. It only matters that it's done. It fucking killed Satan, man. That's a pretty big deal. A bunch of backstory and things happening. That's a cool fucking drawing. And that's the reveal of who this guy is. This cloaked figure that's been following and helping Hellboy. Was like torn apart by Satan or some devil or demon. Cursed me that I should live forever and left me to fall on the rocks along the banks of the Archeron. Whatever that is. Sad Archeron of sorrow, black and deep. And he was left scarred, mauled in pieces. But some weird fucking little critters sewed him together. And now he's here as this weird flesh golem floating around helping out Hellboy. Like that kind of storytelling you just don't get in many places. And it being told through a comic book is so fucking good. Because I'd have no interest in reading like a novel about all of this shit, but to see it drawn is really good. I enjoy drawings. I like to look at drawings. It's one of my favourite things to do. I don't like doing many things, but I like looking at things that people have drawn, that have been made and created. That's really fucking good. The like British fucking seaside town, old Edwardian, Victorian sort of whatever. The 3 gold whips. Love this demon. This big stupid neck. I don't even know what, like, is it like a horse head that it's kind of got? And a weird serpentine body. Serpentine. A snake! I love the shape here. That if you follow the line round of the loop of that snake, that's really good there. Even just the hat blowing off and like fading away as it goes off into the fog. So a small detail you don't need to do, but it adds something, man. Like you can imagine if that was shot as a film, the hat blowing away and the camera just focusing on the hat blowing away, and then suddenly cutting to the snake speaking to this guy going, "Come with me." Or maybe he's going, "Oi, come with me, yeah? Fucking follow me, you cunt. This way." The skeletons are talking, guiding them. Random big monsters in the background. Because why not? Flap, 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 flying away. Repeating again the clang of the bloodied Satan-killing dagger. The sketchbook, that's a cool thing to look at. Hello, I am a bug. Mignola's designs for the weird bug creatures in hell. More bugs. The abyss is apparently full of giant semi-transparent bugs. These guys were a lot of fun to do, and I drew a ton of them before starting the book. Just pages and pages of weird aquatic bug monsters. They're really, really cool. Sir Edward Grey, the cloaked figure, with and without the cloak. The statues. I fucking love the statues. Broken away. Heads and faces and arms broken off. The mouths in the stomach are really good. The faces in the bellies. More statues. Like, I'd draw 4 and be like, that's enough. But this guy drew a lot more than 4. Because he's an actual professional. Satan. Ooh, Leviathan. His little arms. I did dozens of city studies like this before starting this series. Almost all the buildings are at least partially based on real buildings, and cobbling all the bits and pieces together was fun, but it took forever. That makes sense. Very smart and thought out, rather than just randomly doing stuff. Actually taking time and care with it. Imagine that! Taking time and care and putting in effort into things. I could never. Alright, so what's Death Fist gonna look like? Just a fleshy Hellboy. Let's start with that as a base. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees on toast. Rib cage, tummy, legs. Whatever. Arm like this, and an arm like that. I don't know if I'm happy with that as a thing. Like a Hellboy style big jacket. I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing properly, but I can see it, and that's what counts. I'm the important one here. Like torn here, maybe. Be cool. Hey, maybe talk while you're doing shit, Ewan, you cock. Death Fist. The mightiest fist in town. He's got the mightiest fist around. Don't get hit with the fist of death, or you'll die 1,000 deaths. Death Fist, shit in my mouth. Yeah, not brutally happy with it, but you know, it's something, isn't it? Ooh yeah, shit and piss. Don't you remember you told me love, baby? Oh Christ, it's like doing the fucking Illustrated World Series again. Fill the page with a pink shape and then do the detail and win second place again. Haha, remember when I didn't win? Winning's not important. Taking part is important. Unless you win, in which case it's important that you win. I think the people who say winning's not important, it's taking part that counts, is the same as rich people saying money can't buy happiness. Well, that's easy for you to say, you money-having cunt. I could really do with a whole lot of money. Give me time to, you know... I could spend time masturbating, but without... Like, at the moment, that's all I do anyway, but at the moment I do it whilst constantly worrying that I should be doing other things because, you know, I should be working and drawing and making money. But if I had a bunch of money, then I could masturbate freely without the added stress of needing to make money at the same time. Wouldn't that be nice? Be less stress in my life. And I'd appreciate that. So give me some money, you cunts. Don't you remember you told me... I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't even know! This isn't Death Fist. This isn't what Death Fist is going to look like. I've decided just now. I'm not happy with this. I think I want him to look more like... I don't know, maybe like a Ghost Rider type thing. I don't know. I don't want it to be too obvious a Hellboy clone, even though it's obviously an obvious Hellboy clone. Oh, this thing's running out of ink. What will I do? I think I've only got a couple of refills left. I mean, you get the idea, don't you? Let's use a different kind of, just for the so I can, and then before I, so in the meantime, you can, while you, and then I, so we can all, very good, the end. Hey, is that a pink Hellboy? Yeah, see what I do is I take an existing character, make them pink, because that's what I like to do apparently, and then call it my own character. Hey look, it's Flesh Bob. Hey look, it's Flesh Boy. Hell Flesh Boy. Hey look, it's the cold, stark realization that my creativity is incredibly limited. I used to do an impression of a didgeridoo. No, that's not good. I don't feel like I'm doing the impression I used to do. I used to do it good. I used to do a good impression of a didgeridoo. I have no... I feel like I'm breaking down right now. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing right now. You might remember some time ago I set up a Discord server for people to come in and chat, and I could chat to them and they can chat to me and each other and share photos and whatever. The plan originally for that was so that I could have that up while recording podcasts, so I could like interact with people and have an audio feed while on Discord while I'm recording, so the people can listen to me recording my podcast, and I could talk to them. They could ask questions and give comments, and I can respond in real time while I'm recording my podcast, and that could be like an extra element to the podcast. I meant to do that fucking ages and ages and ages ago, but like I've said before with a few other things, it just became this extra thing. Like I've said about, like, I can carry so many things, and then every little extra thing, every email I have to respond to, every fucking time I have to wash my dishes or check my mail, it becomes all these extra huge blocks that I have to carry, and I just cannot physically take them, and I collapse under the weight of all of these things. And that Discord became that. It was just too much of an extra thing to worry about, and setting up the Discord. I know it's all relatively easy to do. I just, especially at the time, didn't have it in me to really follow through with, which is a shame. It would be nice to have like another guy to do a podcast with, just a technician, but like obviously I can't. I'm not in a position where I can like pay someone to be, you know, my podcast technician guy. And also I feel like that's a bit much. It's not necessarily what I want to do. Like, I like having my podcast just be me fucking bumming off talking about whatever, and as soon as I start introducing like if I can talk to people, you know, I still like the idea of having like guests on the podcast or whatever, but having another like permanent person is a bit much. I'm not sure I'm really into that idea. I don't know if this whole Death Fist thing is really going to work. I mean, it was never. I'm not saying I'm actually going to do the Death Fist thing. Remember that image of all the aesthetics I like? It would just be that, but with like a skull face. A very Mike Mignola-esque skull face, because I've just been fucking absorbing his creations. And this, yeah, I'm just drawing Hellboy with a skull face. Giant fist. And it will be Death Fist. And then the caption underneath will say, "Get fisted and die." This is a fist, by the way. I just don't know how to draw hands from this angle. Well, this is going well. This is going swimmingly, you might say. That's a very bright pink. Well, it's more of a like a slightly more magenta kind of colour, isn't it? Rather than a. Does it have a name? No. You're losing it, Ewan. Fucking sing the song again. Sing the song, but don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? Said you Wow, that's some fist you've got there, pal. Well, you know what they say. The bigger they fist, the harder they fist. Oh, is that what they say? Yes, that's exactly what they say. And what they say is exactly that. Oh, excuse me, hey, that's the burp that I've been waiting to fucking come out for a while. I'm glad you could all finally meet it. Watch as I forget how many fucking tendons a fist is supposed to have. You see my wobbly hands right there. Ay, that happens a lot. I get a few good lines and then my hand goes... Can't be anything to do with the amount of caffeine I put in my body in order to have energy to do this shit. No, it's just wobbly hands, isn't it? Pouches. Pouches, pouches, bow pouches. This is the just fucking shut up and let me draw segment. Ewan, you're not saying anything. Yeah, I know. Just fucking leave me to it for a bit. I'm conceptualizing new and exciting characters for new upcoming comic book series. So fucking leave me to it, yeah? Just enjoy the ride. Yeah, let's not always pressure me to... Death Fist. But now, would Death Fist be a good guy or a bad guy? That's the question. Is he a hero or a villain? Or is he completely morally questionable? You know, like being gay. These are jokes, people. You know I love them. The gays. Basically one myself. As much as I hate that fact. No, really, I'm joking. Come on now. Shut up. The, maybe he just... Maybe he just exists. Where Gun Viking is, in a roundabout way, me telling a tale of like childhood trauma, not necessarily based on my own, you know, lived experiences and things, but in some vague way trying to tell some kind of story about, you know, how I feel about certain things that may or may not have happened to me and whatever. Maybe Death Fist can be me putting out there like my moral stance on things, which is essentially I don't have one, and morals are inherently, you know, morals are fluid, much like gender or whatever. Who gets fisted? Who gets fisted to death by the Death Fist? The good, the bad, the ugly, the attractive. Maybe that's it. I can just everyone I want to beat up all the attractive people who turned me down, all of the fucking publishers who turned me down, just everyone who's ever ignored me or turned me down or turned me away. I'll have Death Fist be in very specific situations similar to all of those, and then punch the person. But I was talking about the whole. That's my friend Jess, by the way. Champagne cocktails. If he punches people and that like sentences them to death, and then they die at an indeterminate, a non-specific, indeterminate time. The problem then is I think the story would then have to follow the person that got punched to show them living their life up until the point that they die, and showing them being scared constantly and worried, and do they have time to get all their affairs in order before they croak, or and then it's like, how do they die? Does death literally just grab them, pull the soul out of their body, and they drop dead wherever they are? Or is it like a final destination thing where some elaborate mechanism is set up that causes their death? Do they just fucking explode or burst into flames or something? That could be quite a cool one, actually. They just spontaneously combust. And I could draw like a cool, like burning skeleton thing crumbling into ash on the ground. Or maybe Death Fist is the Grim Reaper. So whenever someone dies, Death Fist shows up. It's not the Grim Reaper. You see this weird fucking guy and you're like, who the hell is this? With a giant hand. Maybe he wears a cloak. Maybe he walks around with his face hidden. This is his smile. And he's just got this big sort of cloak on. And his legs here, like this. And then you see him and think, whoa, who the fuck is this guy? Whatever. And then he like... he very dramatically unfurls his cloak. Like this, to reveal his large fist. And the rest of his body doing whatever the rest of his body's doing. His regular size fist. His face. And his cloak goes whoosh, and I can draw a big dramatic, like a Spawn style cloak where it's just all over the place with this big fist coming out of it. And then the person sees him and goes, oh my god, it's Death Fist. Oh, holy shit, holy Jesus, I don't know what I'm going to do. He's come for me. It's my time. I'm going to die. And then Death Fist goes, and punches them. And they combust as he punches them and turn into this, like in an instant, but it's shown frame by frame in the comic of the person getting hit and then combusting, turning into this burning skeleton that crumbles to pieces in the air and then falls to the ground and turns to dust. But then again, that's like, how do you tell that story? Because then you've got to show the story of the person living their life. Maybe they've got cancer, maybe they're just some guy or girl or anyone else or anything else. Cats, maybe he's the Grim Reaper for cats. He punches cats to death. The character needs some work. I'm willing to say that it's not a very well thought out character. It was one post-it note. I was going to draw Hellboy. Shall I do that now? No, I won't do that now.